Hi, this is Joyce again. I've had several club members ask me to do a short video on the bottom border process using border corner feature. So I thought this was a good quilt to show you that. It's really very simple. I'm going to first click on the Pearl Pyramid corner pattern, hold my control key down and select the Pearl Pyramid point-to-point border pattern. Then I'm going to click on border corner. When you get the border corner setup screen up, look up in the very top right hand corner and you'll see that there is a box for you to check to let Creative Studio know that you are doing the bottom of the quilt and not the top. The prompts will change because it knows now with that checkbox that you are at the bottom. So let's follow the prompts and click the upper left outer, and I'm giving myself a generous 1/4 inch that I'm clicking inside the edge of my quilt. Now the upper right outer, lower right outer, and the lower left outer. Then I need to click my upper left inner. Now upper right inner, lower right, right on that corner, and lower left. Now we need to enter the border length. I did the small quilt, the baby sized 40 inch, and because I clicked a 1/4 inch in on either side, then I'm going to say that my length is 39.5. There'll probably still be a little bit of shrinkage and adjustment, but that takes care of part of it. And now I can click OK because my corner type is L-shaped. And I'm going to say OK. And that is how you set up a bottom border using border corner. I will demonstrate real quickly here because this was a two-step border pattern where I go back and fill in these triangle shapes with a pattern. So quickly I would first say that I would stitch these patterns first after I had, well, let me back up. When I am done and I have closed border corner setup, I'm going to delete the border corner boundaries and I'm going to click new boundaries because border corner only allows you to click 4 points for inner and 4 points for outer. Then deleting those afterwards and then going in and accurately clicking where the seam lines are. If you need to manipulate patterns a little bit, then you have a better reference to do that. And I get up here. I don't have to stop and start over. I can just drag my boundary and continue down the outer side, and once again I'm clicking a 1/4 inch in from the edge of my quilt. I may even shrink the patterns just a little bit so I have a little more room for this particular quilt. and close and exit drawing. And now you can see that I actually do need to bring these patterns in. This is a little bit too far. If I measure that from here to here, that's almost 2/10 of an inch or close to a 1/4 inch. So I would bring these patterns and move them in. Whoops, like this, and then use my snaps and snap that back, and the same with this one. I'm going to need to do a little bit of adjustment on this one to pull that away from that inner. And I'm not going to fuss with all of this on this video, but you can see that drawing that new boundary was very helpful in helping me manipulate my patterns closer to that seam line. So back to placing the triangles to fill this space. After I had stitched these patterns, then I would select the purl pyramid point-to-point triangle. I would click on Draw Pattern, and with the head of my machine, I would click at the tops with a little bit of space of those pyramids that we've already stitched. Now I'm using my head and placing the patterns across. Then I'm going to place my machine head right in between these two patterns here. Now I've already stitched these patterns, so I have placed my machine head where it is evenly spaced between here. Because of shrinkage, this is it looks odd, so don't line your triangles here up with what you've already stitched. Put your machine head in between what has stitched, and then use the crosshair to line it up. In this case, this pattern is almost exactly in between, and I would move my machine head across and see if I needed to make adjustments in any of the places. These look pretty good. Generally, I need to make more adjustments on the side. The side angles are generally more trickier, if that's a word. And this one here, I can manipulate just a little bit. And then I can select this order join to make sure that when I've been moving the patterns that I haven't disconnected them by mistake. So I hope that's helpful in setting up bottom border, and also how I filled in the spaces with those triangles. Enjoy. Thanks.